I'm gonna be inserting my card now. Okay. Hello there, Ronnie Pei here, Runtime No See, and welcome to another episode of Around the World. So in this episode, we'll be talking about whether withdrawing money from a Japanese ATM would get you more Japanese yen as opposed to exchanging your local currency to Japanese yen at the foreign exchange counters at the airport. Ready? Let's go! So if you're like me, and I think this goes for most travelers, budget is very important when traveling. You don't want to go too much and eat up all your savings or borrow money just so you could travel. At the same time, you don't want to feel too deprived that you're not able to enjoy the place that you visited that much because you're always thinking about trying to save money. So we have to find a delicate balance of fun and cost effectiveness. So one of the many considerations when traveling to a foreign country is foreign exchange. So a little bit of disclaimer though before we officially begin with the comparison. This is just comparing between exchanging your local currency, in my case Philippine pesos, to Japanese yen at the foreign exchange counter in Kansai International Airport versus withdrawing money from a local Japanese ATM. So I've done my intro, let's get on to it. So the first thing I did before going to the ATM was to check out the foreign exchange rates at the forex counter, the foreign exchange counter. So they will be buying 1 Philippine peso for 1.66 Japanese yen. To get 10,000 yen, I would have to spend I would have to give them 6,024.10 pesos, Philippine pesos, in exchange for 10,000 Japanese yen. So I also checked the US dollar to Japanese yen conversion rate. They would buy $1 for 106.33 Japanese yen. Let's bookmark that part for now and we'll come back to the US dollar part later. Is it really okay to use your local debit card abroad? In Japan in particular, I use my CIMB debit card. This is not sponsored by the way. I use my CIMB debit card and on the app there was an option to enable or disable overseas withdrawals. So that's very easy. So that's one of the things that you also have to consider. Maybe you should give your local bank a call first if you're intending to withdraw money from an overseas ATM. So which ATM to use? There are a lot of choices in Japan, but for foreign travelers, I think the best option based on my research would be the 7 Ginko machines. 7 Ginko or 7 Bank in English. It's operated by the 7-Eleven group. So I asked a lady if there's where the 7 Ginko ATM is. She told me to go to the north exit and just outside I will be able to find it. Okay, here it is. It's just by the north exit. See, the logo looks familiar. 7 Bank. Find it. It's actually not that difficult to find. You can look for a sign that says cash dispenser. In English, it's cash dispenser, but the Japanized pronunciation, it's not actually pronunciation because one of the words is really different. So it's cash service. Cash service, cash service. So you could try machines from different banks, but to lessen your worries about your card not being accepted, just go with 7 Ginko. Based on my research from other travelers and from my personal experience when I did this. Okay, so now let's go to the ATM part. So this is how you use the 7 Ginkgo machine. It accepts Visa. I have a Visa debit card. Okay, so I'm gonna be inserting my card now. Okay, so there's a language selection. And then there's a card, English. Right. So withdrawal, very straightforward. Fees, whatever. Okay, confirm. And it's a debit card, savings account. PIN to continue. Where do I enter my PIN? Okay. Here's where you enter your PIN. I'm gonna show you my PIN. Confirm. And other amount. Ichima, 10,000 yen. Confirm. Confirm. Okay. So it's returning my debit card. And then, oh, my money. Okay. 10,000 yen. I just keep saying 7 Ginkgo. So in case you encounter a Japanese person who wouldn't understand 7 bank, if they hear 7 Ginkgo or 7 Ginkgo, they would have an idea of what you're talking about. Do take note that there is a 110 Japanese yen withdrawal service fee for every 10,000 yen that you take out of the machine. So during that day, I wasn't able to check immediately how much my account was debited. It did not post the transaction ledger, it just deducted an amount. I had to wait for 2 days to actually see if there was an additional fee on my bank's end. And there wasn't. Yay! For the 10,000 Japanese yen that I got, my account was debited 4,727 pesos and 34 cents. That's including the 110 Japanese yen service fee. So I think there is a very, very clear difference in terms of which method is better. Hypothetically, I would have been charged around 6,024 pesos and 10 cents if I did exchange my Philippine pesos at the foreign exchange counter. But here I was just debited 4,727 and 34 cents. So that's... If you exchange Philippine pesos at the counter, it would be 27% point something more expensive than actually getting money from the ATM, even though the ATM had a service fee. So now let's go to the hypothetical exchange that would have happened if we used the US dollar. So I need my phone because there are a lot of numbers already. As mentioned before, the US dollar to Japanese yen rate at the counter during that time was 106.33 Japanese yen for 1 US dollar. So based on exchange-rates.org, the US dollar to Philippine peso rate during that day was 50.6984 Philippine pesos for 1 US dollar. Compute whatever, 10,000 Japanese yen would have amounted to 4,781.51 Philippine pesos. Yay! So this is close to the amount that was charged to my account when I withdrew money from the Japanese machine with the service fee. So I think that is the clear winner in this comparison. That's it, yeah. That's kind of surprising because I was thinking that using the US dollar to exchange your money for Japanese yen would have come out better because there was no service charge. We can't really be certain what the exchange rate for the US dollar to the Philippine peso might have been during that time because this is all hypothetical. We just got the rate for the one whole day, and we all know that foreign exchange rates fluctuate every minute. So if you like this video, you learned something from it, or you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so yet. You can also click on the notification bell. Ding ding. You can also click on the notification bell so that you get informed whenever I have a new video. So that's it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again somewhere around the world.